I'm just at a loss. The niggas that come up on the panel that have been in the military with him, the CKJ3s of the world, it's nothing military. The CKJ3 talking about trading, right? Like, you know, listen, I'm gonna tell you. I'm trying to put it the nicest way I can. I took I took all 3 exams of the CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst. Took it out of my own dime. I've told you guys this before. And I passed the first 2 levels, didn't pass the third. Very few black people in there. Big ass room out by Dulles Airport. Very few blacks were there. But now I'm hearing all these blacks trading, and it's very interesting to me. Trading. What do you niggas know about Black Scholes model? Do you niggas really know what a future forward contract really is? How to price these motherfuckers? How they are priced? But it seems to me that trading has been lowered. The standards of entry for trading has been lowered to a lot of these blacks are seeing this as like another get rich quick scheme. And so that's all I know about CKJ3. I don't know what he does for a living. But he talks about he's going to trade himself to a millionaire. What are the odds of that?
I have no idea, dude. I don't know nothing about trading.
And if he's so good at it, bro, like, tell me, can you tell somebody else how to do it? Why isn't he doing streams on it? Odds are like he's just chasing a wave. A lot of blacks chase a lot of waves. The fundamental skills, running the fucking corner store, keeping the neighborhood clean, they can't do that. But some esoteric stock trading shit to get rich, they can do that. Like, they're skipping over all the basic steps, and they're going to get rich off trading stocks, of which they definitely don't control the market. There's a million different ways to cheat them, scam them. But this is what they moved on to. And again, there's a Navy man, CKJ3 and Stanley. I don't hear anything about the Navy from them niggas. And you know what's crazy? I heard Stanley belittling, I think Aaron C. went in the Navy. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't fucking believe it. Stanley was belittling him because he wasn't an officer. Can you imagine, like, a motherfucker like that being your commanding officer and you enlisted in this nigga talking about you, look down on you because you enlisted, y'all all supposed to be a team together? And he was talking about him, right? I don't know if CKJ3 was the officer, but I would love to hear your point of view, CKJ3, since you're in the office. Like, what did you think when you heard Stanley criticizing Aaron C. for being enlisted? Talked all kind of shit about it. Oh, you enlisted, motherfucker. You ain't shit. You enlisted. Were you enlisted, CKJ3? I'm curious. Were you enlisted? I'm curious to know. Were you enlisted? No. Okay, I want to know, were you enlisted? And then, since you love Stanley so much, because you probably were enlisted, right? Or maybe you weren't enlisted. Maybe you're an officer. Do you feel the same way about enlisted men as Stanley does about Aaron C? What do you think about an officer thinking about and talking about an enlisted man? Are you enlisted, CKJ3? I'm really curious to know. Because if I'm a hater, I wish I had Stanley words up here where he just dog walk Aaron C. You said I'd make that nigga clean my stalls, wash my ass. Just talked about it like he wasn't shit.
That's some gay ass shit, though.
Yeah. Talked about him like he wasn't shit. You know, he wasn't shit. Right? Talking about it like he wasn't shit. And I want to know, like, is that the kind of nigga that you could build a strong Navy with? You miss Stanley. Nigga, Stanley asked me to come talk to him. He came over here. I said, nigga, why you here? Nigga? Like, why are you here? Nigga, I'm showing you, like, nigga, listen to this. Listen to your boy Stanley, CKJ3. I want you to listen. I want you to listen to your boy Stanley. Listen to your idol, nigga. Listen. I want you to listen. Fuck with the wrong nigga, right? Because he'll do it. Before I play that, I noticed I had my nigga Johnny Boy in the background. You know what's so interesting about you niggas, CKJ3, Stanley? You know what is so interesting? Oh, this is so interesting. When Johnny Boy said my bike got stolen, not one measure in my mind, not one motherfucking thought went to damn nigga, you sold my bike for some money? Not one thought. But yesterday I was listening to Stanley and he was just accusing my nigga Johnny Boy, another black man, having stolen my bike and betrayed the trust. I never thought that about the black man. I figured some random black man, not a black man close to me, a nigga that I done helped raise. I never would have thought that thought that Stanley had. But Stanley immediately said that nigger, that thieving ass nigger, stole John's bike and made a fool out of John. That's what blacks think. That's what blacks like Stanley thinks about other blacks. That's why he doesn't want to live around other blacks. And say, CKJ3, I know you're probably gone now. Maybe you run over to Stanley. You go ask him. You said, Stanley, do you feel the same way about me? I'm an enlisted nigga too. As you feel about Aaron C, go over there and ask him. Huh? And when you get over there and you ask him, I want you to ask him about this, right? I want you to ask him about this, CKJ. You know, you have a powwow with your idol. And I want you to say, Stanley, like, I want you to ask him, do you think that was the right thing to do, Stanley?
John allowed me, even though we don't agree on politics, he allowed me to be there.
Go over there and run tell that nigga. Stanley, and I want you to keep listening, nigga. Oh, did I not have it on stage? Oh, let me get it back on stage. I want you to listen to this CKJ3. And I want you to run tell Stanley this. And I want you should have some questions for Stanley. I gave you one question. And that first question is about how he feels about enlisted men like yourself and Aaron C. Pedophiles. Fuck with me if you fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out, nigga. Johnny Boy here nodding head like, y'all don't fuck with the wrong nigga, right? Because he'll do it.
John allowed me, even though we don't agree on politics, he allowed me to be there.
You hear that ungrateful nigga, CKJ3? It gets worse for your idol. I want you to run over there to your idol and have him reconcile. Y'all reconcile this.
And I think he, in all honesty, took a hit because.
What's up, CKJ3?
What's your problem with me?
CKJ3, I asked you. Are you enlisted?
You said, was I?
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you hear what Stanley said about Aaron C? He was enlisted too.
Yeah.
Yep. What did you think about an officer talking about an enlisted man the way he talked about an enlisted man? That could have been you.
No, it couldn't have been me. Because
Okay.
I'm not like of Aaron C.
What do you think about an officer talking about an enlisted man?
He was talking about the way he act, John.
Okay.
He acts like a fool.
How does he act like a fool?
You see him on panels, don't you? He acts like a fool.
Do you think Aaron C acts like a fool?
Yes, he acts like a fool, John.
Okay. And what did Stanley say about Aaron C?
Something about Aaron. He said something to Stanley, and then Stanley had mentioned that he was an officer inside the Navy. So he told him that if they were both was in the Navy at the same time, he would be called a Stanley Sir, which is true. It's a true statement.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it was.
Let me ask you, do you think you would have liked serving with Stanley as an enlisted man?
John, it doesn't bother me, man.
No, I'm just asking you, yes or no?
Yeah, it won't bother me at all.
Okay, cool. I want to play this for you, and I want to get your honest assessment of this. Listen. Wrong nigga, right? Because he'll do it.
John allowed me, even though we don't agree on politics, he allowed me to be there.
I'm going to separate that. I want to get your response to that.
Would you allow me to be on the platform, right?
Yeah. Would you agree? Okay.
Yeah.
Did I have to?
No, you didn't. No, it's the reason why you wanted him on your platform, right?
But I didn't have to. Correct?
No, Oh, you did not have to, John.
I did not have to. I've had other people to ask me, and I could have chosen anybody. I could have chosen nobody. I didn't have to have anybody.
Yeah. Why
Right?
did you choose?
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So regardless of why I chose him, right? I chose him. I allowed him to come and do it. Correct?
Sure did. Yes, you did.
Right? And so, and I also paid the StreamYard fees. That's none, probably not something you would know about, but and I also will let you know that I have Stanley's phone number.
Okay.
I've talked to Stanley privately off the phone, or behind the scenes by phone. Stanley has never said any of these things he says publicly. I've talked to Stanley with Porsche and Universal and maybe even Get Crack. Nigga never saying things in these things person. So again, I'm going to play a little bit more of this. And again, do you think that someone at this point, based on what Stanley said, he should have been grateful that I allowed him up here? Would you say that's fair?
You say he should be grateful?
Yeah, that I allowed him to come up here. He didn't have to pay his own StreamYard fees. I had someone to help him with his title, his thumbnail, his show prep, everything. We set him.
Has he ever mentioned to you that he was grateful, John?
I'm asking you again. I didn't ask you. We'll get to that later. But we're saying that he should be grateful, correct?
Correct, John. Yes.
You be thankful, right? Like, hey,
Right.
somebody set him up with not only allowed him to do a show, but set him up to stream from my channel, my StreamYard account to his channel for free. Allowed him to pitch his channel on my channel to build up his own audience. Porsche helped him develop Stanley versus the World, the thumbnail, everything. He didn't do any of that. Do you understand that?
Yeah, he says that all the time.
Yeah, I understand it, right? Okay.
Yep.
So that's a lot being done for him. Correct?
Right. Correct.
Okay. Good. Okay. And he just expressed some gratitude for that, correct?
You say he did what?
He just expressed gratitude for that, correct?
Yeah, he does. I seen him do it all.
Right. He said you did. He said, even though John and I don't agree politically.
Right.
Now you do know that I don't even vote, correct? I've made it widely known.
Yeah.
Right? I don't vote. I'm not.
Right.
If you look back through all my streams, you're not going to see Trump pass this legislation streams. You're not going to see that from me, correct?
Right.
So the fact that he's talking politics and saying that, basically my politics is different from his, I don't talk politics. Would you say that's fair?
You say you don't talk politics?
I don't talk politics. You go back through all the streams, and I'm not telling you, hey, I'm a Republican. Hey, I'm a Democrat.
No. In that way, John, you don't. But
I do not talk politics. Now, I may talk downstream from politics, crime, violence, how people are. Yeah. But I don't tell you who to vote for. I don't vote, right? So I can't tell you who to vote for because I don't fucking vote, right? Like Trump, anybody, I didn't vote for him, right? So I'm fairly it doesn't. I'm indifferent. You know what I'm saying? I live in DC. I see how it goes, man. Like I'm indifferent. So when he thinks he's filling an echo chamber, he's really the only one really talking politics. Him and Porsche. Would you say that's fair?
You talk about at that time, yeah.
Yeah, right. At the time, like he's really the only one talking politics.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, but he thinks he's entering an echo chamber. Oh, well, he didn't want an echo chamber. That's what he says. He said, "John allowed me." I'm trying to explain something to you. That's why I'm doing it step by step by step.
He allowed me to be there, and I think he, in all honesty, took a hit.
Now, why do you think he thinks that I took a hit?
I don't know what the context of what Stanley's talking about right now.
Okay, let me ask you this question. If I were to put a poll up in the audience, was Stanley a positive or a negative for this channel? What do you think most people would say?
You said, was he a positive or negative?
Or negative for the channel? What do you think most people would say? There's 44 people in the audience. What do you think the response is? There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious.
They're going to say negative.
Why do you think they would say negative?
because your 44 people agree with you.
Okay, but do you think they can still agree with me and still say he's a positive?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Do you think that Stanley was a positive and negative from your standpoint?
On your channel? Yeah, it was cool.
I didn't ask you if he's cool. I asked you, do you think he was a positive or a negative to the channel?
I think he was a positive.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. Did you see the show when Afro Dominus came up?
No, I didn't watch that show. No.
You missed the show. Did you hear about that show?
No.
Stanley destroyed the show.
What did he do?
He kept coming up, interrupting the show over and over and over and over again.
You talking about when I was on the panel, John?
Hey, what?
You talking about that day when I was on the panel?
I'm not sure if you were on the panel. I know Afro Dominus was on the panel. Afro Dominus has only been here once. So that day that Afro Dominus,
when I came up and he kept talking and you kept putting him down. That day?
no, this was another day. The day
no,
that,
I didn't
so
see
the day that Afro Dominus was here, Stanley really destroyed the show. If anyone is in the audience and you saw it, put a 1 in the chat. If you agree that Stanley destroyed
How did you destroy your show, John?
Okay. Let me ask you this question. How could someone destroy a show? If I'm interviewing you right now, right? And I'm having a good conversation, as I think we are. How could someone destroy this?
Between me and you?
Yeah, if you and I are having a conversation right now, how could someone destroy this conversation?
Oh, you talking about just coming up and just interrupting?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one way that you could destroy a show, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so on that day, Stanley kept coming up. You can see the people putting 1s in the chat. And this was Afro Dominus, a guy who has a lot more subscribers than I had at the time and still does. And, it's always good to be able to work with other streamers, particularly bigger streamers. In my purview and probably in Porsche and HBs and everybody, we like, this is a good thing for the channel that people with bigger audiences are coming over. And so I wanted to talk to Afro Dominus because I'm very familiar with some African stuff. And Stanley just would not allow the conversation to go forward. And then Stanley said, hey, motherfucker, you want to come up here? Come to my channel instead. Come to my show instead. Totally destroyed it. Totally destroyed it, would not allow it to happen. But then hold on. But then he said, come to my show. Mm. Would you consider that destroying the show? Yes or no?
Him coming up interrupting your show, yes.
Over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's behavior that's positive or negative for the channel?
I don't know, John, because
wait a minute. Whoa.
It's a lot of chaos that I see.
But if we're having a civil interview,
some people like it, John.
Hold on. But I'm asking you, if I want to have a discussion like this with you, like I'm having right now,
yeah,
and then someone come up, let's say if Porsche came up here and start playing videos or interrupting us every time I try to talk to you, she interrupted. You would see that's very disrespectful, wouldn't you? Yeah. Particularly if you've never been up here before, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. If I came to your house for the first time, you're going to treat me like a guest. The second time, maybe you treat me like, a friend, a family member. But the first time, and I'm going to treat it lightly myself, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And Stanley, one of the family members came in and just shit on the nigga. That's what happened. Now, I'm going to ask you this question. Why do you think he did that? It wasn't for entertainment because that's not what I was trying to get out of some shitting match. And he didn't allow the man to even speak because he started putting him down himself with the controls. Why do you think he did that? I know you're going to say, I don't know, but I want you to try to come up with a reason why you think he did that.
Because he disagreed with what you or what he was saying.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you disagree with something, how do you tell your children to behave when they disagree with something that they hear?
What do you mean?
Okay, let me rephrase it. With Stanley's behavior, and I know you didn't see it, but he came and we've described it. Would that be acceptable behavior by a child for you?
No.
So if a grown man behaves like that, what would you think?
He's acting like a child.
But he is not of a child, so clearly he's using his mind. So he clearly is acting deliberately, correct?
Yep.
Now, why do you think Stanley deliberately wanted to destroy that interview that I had with Aphrodamos?
John, because you allow it to happen.
Okay, so by the fact that I allowed it to happen,
Yeah.
do you think that was acceptable for him to do?
Yes, because you allowed it to happen from the beginning.
Okay.
John, this is
You don't have to explain. This is a yes or no answer. Hold on. I'm trying to move on. So it's a yes or no answer. So you say yes. If you allow something to happen, then like if you okay, let me ask you this question. What could I have should I have just should I have just removed his privileges right then and there? That's the only way I could have stopped him was to remove his privileges right then and there. Right?
It's your business. You're
Okay,
spending.
okay, hold on. Oh, so you say right there. So you saying
Yes.
right there, okay, so let's stop. Hold on for a second. So you're saying at that moment, that was maybe 6 months ago, I should have gotten rid of Stanley.
Yes.
Okay. And so I'm going to put a little bit more of the video, but it's interesting that you say that at that point, Stanley was more of a detriment than a positive. You say I should have gotten rid of him. That means he's more of a negative than a positive.
No, I said he was a positive.
No. I'm saying if you're saying, hold on. If you're saying that at that point when he behaved like that with Aphrodamos, I should have gotten rid of it, correct?
Because you didn't like it, John.
Hold on. But at that point, he was more negative than positive. Would you say that's fair? If he behaves like that, and you say, "Oh, hold on. Let me back up." You say I should have stopped it, correct?
Yeah, because
okay, stop. All I need is yes, right? I don't need a because, right? We'll get to that later. Now, the way I could have stopped it was by removing his permissions. That's the only way you can stop it.
Okay.
You understand that, right?
Yep.
And so that means he would have had to, at some point, whenever he restarted his computer, he would have no longer had permissions. But as long as his computer was, he didn't restart, he would have had permissions until you log out of the session. So at that point in time, I just want to give you the technical layout. I couldn't stop it. You understand? Okay. It's like anybody who has privileges right now, if they log on and start acting a fool, the only thing I can do is end the stream and then remove their privileges. And, the session has to end. And then it stopped. But in that moment, I could not stop it.
Okay.
You understand, right? Those are the technical limitations. Even if when I remove his stream, and I'll get to that later, when I removed his permissions, he was still able to come up and down until he logged out. Until maybe it's when you close your browser. It's probably when you close your browser, the session cookie expires. And so I couldn't stop it then. And I didn't take him off the admin list at that point. We talked to him. Stanley can't do that behind the scenes. He said, I just don't like Aphrodamos. It's cool, but do that on your show. Don't do that when we're trying to have a show. That's fair. Do you think that's fair? Say to Stanley?
Yes.
Okay, so we said that. Said cool. We had a behind the scenes meeting. It wasn't on the stream. Nobody saw it. Later on, he did it again. That's when I had to keep putting him down. Let me ask you this question. Did you see me putting him up and down, up and down, up and down?
Yeah, I was on the panel that day.
Okay. How many times would I have had to put you down before you just went away? Could have started your own stream. You had permissions at that point. How many times would I have had to put you down before you just went away?
Once. I mean, I'm not about to go back and forth.
Okay, once. So I put you down once. I said, hey, man, I'm running the show over here. I put you down. You can go away. Maybe you start another stream or you go do something else in your life, right?
Right.
Yes. Okay. Why do you think Stanley wouldn't leave that day?
Because that's who he is. John.
Okay. So that's who he is. Okay. And how would you describe a person that won't leave when asked to leave?
Well, on here he's playing his role. That's the
Now what role is that?
to go back and forth with you, John.
On my his role is not to go back and forth again.
I think it is,
Hold on. See, I've told you behind the scenes. You told him don't interrupt other people's shows. This was told. Hold on. See, hold on. See, you weren't aware of that, right? You weren't aware that he.
No, I'm not aware.
Okay, right. I understand. So now that you're aware that he had been told not to behave like that, like he did with Alfred Dahmer, right? And part of the reason why is because we wanted to grow the channel, push HB, Universal, and one of the ways to grow the channel is by having larger channel people come on your show, right? Yes, you can understand it. And so we asked him, don't do that, right? And yet said, don't do that behind the scenes. Don't interrupt other people's shows. Yet he continued to interrupt other people's shows. Why do you think he did that? That wasn't his role. Because I'm telling you now, that was not his role to interrupt other people's shows. So now that hold on. So now that you know that it wasn't his role to interrupt other people's shows, he had the ability to create his own shows. Why do you think he wouldn't do any of those things and he continued to interrupt other people's shows?
Because you allow him to do it.
Okay. So by the fact that we allowed him to do it.
Yep.
Okay. Hold on. But I've told you that everyone in the group asked him not to do it. He agreed to it. And so why did he do it? So hold on. Why did he do it even when people asked him not to do it?
Because Portia do it. John, you should have stopped it a long time ago.
Okay, so what you're saying is hold on. I don't want you to run off at the mouth. So what you're saying is that I should have thrown him off the show a long time ago.
Yes, if you didn't like it.
Hold on. Okay. Hold on. I don't want you to keep going on because I want to get through it. Okay, now I want to play a little bit more of this video for you, right? Because I know you have a lot to say about what I should have done. So,
John,
I understand. You don't have to. You don't have to tell people things that they know. Okay, you understand? I understand that, right? You know, a woman can be with an abusive man, and we say, well, she should have left. That's true. All those things are true too.
So are you an abusive woman?
See, there you go. You know, your analogies. You know, I'm not a woman, so why would you ask me if I'm a woman? But you know, I'm not. But you know, I'm not a woman. So and again, you know, I'm not a woman. And so again, but so let's get into that. You know, I don't want you. You know, I understand how Black people think, so I don't want to get off into am I a woman for 35 fucking minutes here. So anyway, so I want to play something else for you again. And there is this right here. And so he acknowledges that his presence on this channel was a negative. See this, right? He says, John took a hit, right? And we're going to play it just so you can hear it again.
Stanley said?
Yeah, this is Stanley talking here. With the wrong nigga, right? Because he'll do it.
John allowed me, even though we don't agree on politics, he allowed me to be there. And I think he, in all honesty, took a hit.
In all honesty, my presence caused him to take a hit.
Why you stop it?
Well, I'm going to play the rest of it, but we're gonna go through it a bit. I don't want to give you too much to process at one time. So he says, John gave me the opportunity, and my presence caused him to take a hit. That's what he said. What does that say to you?
John, I gotta see the rest. You
No.
They don't say nothing.
Okay, so that doesn't say it. So I'm doing talking. So your brain doesn't process anything from what you just heard.
What do you mean by take a hit?
So you don't know what he meant by taking a hit.
Huh?
You don't know what he meant by taking a hit. So
No, I do.
okay. So what do you think he meant by taking a
I
hit?
don't know. Play the
Okay,
clip.
so I want you to use your brain, right, to be creative. If you can do it, if you say my brain is not creative, I can't do it. Say I can't do it. But if you try to stretch your mind to come up with an idea, hold on. I'm talking.
You want
Hold on. What I want you to do is use your brain to try to come up with an assumption of what he means by John took a hit.
I don't know.
Before I no, okay, I didn't ask you if you knew. I want you to try to imagine what he
I don't
might.
have time to be doing all that.
You know how to. Well, are we going to sit here? How much time would it take you to come up with one fucking idea?
John,
One motherfucking idea. Just give me one idea. Just give me one idea. It would just where would your mind take you to? Just one. Just one.
John, you need to.
We'll wait. We'll wait. No, I'm going to wait.
Move on.
We're going to wait. I'm not going to move on. I'm going to wait because I want to see if your mind can give me one thing. I want to see if your mind can give me one thing. Just can you give me one thing based off what you heard, honestly? Because we're going into the black mind here. That's what this show is about. I want to know, can you give me one thing that he may mean by John took a hit?
John, I don't know. You keep cutting off the clip.
No.
I'm pretty sure he's going to explain it.
No, well, but can you? I want you.
John,
right, no, I understand what you want, and I'm going to give it to you. But what I need from you right now is to use your brain.
John, I don't know.
Like okay. So what you're saying is you've used your mind and you can't come up with any ideas of what he thinks. You can't. Hold on. So let me. Do you know what inference is?
No, I don't. No, John.
Okay, I'm going to look it up for you. All right. Inference. I'm going to give you the definition of inference. You sure you don't know what that is, right?
No, I don't know, John.
Okay, inference. It's a conclusion reached on the basis of evidence and reasoning. So what I want you to do is use your reasoning to kind of give me an idea. You don't even have to be right. Just guess. What does he mean by when he said John took a hit? Just give me something, whatever you got.
You allow him to do what he do, John.
Okay, but I ain't asked you that. I ain't asked you what he allowed. I'm saying, what do you think he meant by when he said?
That's what you took a hit on, John. You allow him.
But what did I take? But what took a hit? John took a hit. What took a hit? What do you think took a hit? Because he didn't hit me personally.
John, I don't think it was your channel, your numbers. Everything is still the same, right? Okay.
So what is he talking about then?
You tell me, John. I don't know.
No, I want you to tell me. What do you think he's talking? Okay. Oh, okay. See, this is very difficult dealing with blacks. This is very, very difficult. I'm dealing with blacks.
Are you monetized, John? You monetized?
No.
And you're not monetized because of Stanley?
That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what he's talking about. That's not. I don't think that's what he's talking about.
I'm telling you, I don't know.
Well, we could get into that if you wanted to get into that. That's not what I wanted to talk about. But
if you're not making money off of your channel, what did you take a hit on?
Well, what do you think? What do you think he meant then?
I don't know.
Okay,
it's not his fault you're not monetized. So
is that all you can do? Okay, Jesus fuck.
Viewership, you get viewership, John. People watch you. I mean,
well, what do you think he means then? Can you figure it out? Can you at least come up with your mind and come up with something?
Drunk.
Huh?
He probably was drunk when he was talking.
Okay, so he's drunk a lot. Is that so? Do you think he's a drunk?
No, I have seen him drink before.
Okay, so why are you referring to drunk? Like you think?
Because I can tell his tone.
Like, look at what all the people are saying. Do you? Hey, let me ask you this question. Do you agree with that comment on the screen?
Don, I don't watch.
I'm asking you. Do you can say I don't know, but
I don't know. I don't watch it.
Do you when you see nobody over in Stanley's audience and he been streaming for over a year and he has no content? What do you
think he don't have?
Oh, so you do you think Stanley has content?
Yes, he has.
Okay, and what is Stanley's content?
He does the news.
He what?
He does the news.
And that's content to you?
Anything can be content, John. What are you talking about?
Okay. All right.
It's YouTube.
Woo, boy. Hey, boy.
John, do you think you have good content?
But I can't say if it's good or bad, right? It ain't for me to judge if it's good or bad. I have my own opinion, but what I can say, what I can say though is this: good, bad, indifferent is my shit, right? It's my shit, right? Like
It
I
is.
can, right, like, bro. Well, I can go listen. I can stream once a week and just bung up a bunch of shit that happened in my properties.
Right, you can.
I take phone calls. I go live on the street.
Right,
Like now, I ain't just sitting in the studio like
right.
all these other streamers. I'm not saying I'm better or different. Even when JP came up here yesterday, you know what JP said the first thing off the break? He said, bro, I ain't ever watched your channel before. But he said, I see you got your own shit. And JP said, I got my own shit too. And he does. And I listen to JP, he be saying some of the same shit. Let me show you something.
What, John, what creator don't have their own stuff?
Say what?
What content creator doesn't have their own stuff?
Man, listen, bro, let me explain something to you. Do you have a channel, CKJ3?
I'm not a YouTube guy.
Okay, that's all I ask you. I don't need any explanation. So let me give you an example of what happens on the back end, right? And this, inside baseball for you, my friend. You know when Stanley streams a lot? When he stream over here, you know most of his shit was copywritten.
No, I didn't know that.
That's right. We didn't tell you. We covered for that fucking nigger. You know why his shit was copywritten? You know why?
He didn't know the rules, right?
Nope.
Why?
There's nothing you don't know the rules. Is that when you don't have dope, you gotta lean on somebody else's dope. And that shit be stepped on, my nigga. Like when I first started streaming, bro, I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit that happened to me, bro. Fatty or somebody that invited us to do a restream or some shit like that. We restreamed the fuck nigga. I ain't mean to say it like that, but we restreamed his channel or whatever. And I got a fucking copyright. I said, what? How the fuck that happened? What? But Stanley would be playing the news all the time. All that shit be copyrighted, my nigga. Trust. I know I used to see it on the back end. I got to go in and edit the video. Edit. Nigga, he was the one getting strikes on the video, on the channel.
Okay.
It's a current strike right now.
So that's how you took the hit, right?
Well, that's probably part of it. But, like, bro, like, look at all the people in the channel that don't like Stanley. Okay, but listen, I'm talking right now. Hold on. I'm talking right now. Hold on. I'm talking right now. And so, again, on the back end, bro, what you don't see, and none of you see, like, a lot of this shit's copywritten.
Okay.
Like, bro, like, listen, you want to know why he can't play Pop the Balloon anymore? Huh? When he can't sit up there and play that shit and go to sleep on your ass?
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because that shit's copywritten now.
Okay.
Right? So they took an arrow out of his quiver. Right? Like, bro, I can get up here and just show my own shit, nigga. Don't have to worry about no motherfucking copyrights. That's the difference. There's a difference between content and leaning on somebody else's shit. Nigga, I caught Nightish one night showing my shit. Bitch, turn it off. Turn the radio off, nigga. Turn it off. You fat, lazy fucking nigga playing other people's shit. Go create some shit. JP did it too. JP told that fat fucking nigga, send me some money right now or turn my shit off. I'm gonna strike your channel. Fuck nigga, turn that shit off. Right. That's content. Nightish has no dope. You don't hear me see me over here reacting to that fucking fat nigga. He got no dope. Right? Nigga, listen. I could just package up all the street interviews I did and probably play that shit for 2 weeks. Right? But I weave them in and out of my shows as content.
What's the new path for you, John?
What do you mean? What's the new path for me? The new path for me?
Yeah.
I'm going to explain it to you right here in this video right here. I'm going to explain it to you. Listen.
Because I was not going to deal with echo chambers. I'm going to say what I want to say. I think John did take a hit. So in a way, it's a win-win. John,
let me ask you this. If I took a hit how is it a win-win? Can you explain that Negro logic to me?
Because he's not on the channel no more.
Okay, but what did I win? What did he win?
What you mean? He's not on your channel no more.
Okay, well, what did he win?
It's a win for both of y'all.
Was a win for both of us? Okay. Okay.
He can't complain about you. You can't complain about him.
Okay, that's your logic. Right. Okay, I'm not even going to ask you to expand on your logic. Gotcha.
John's going to do well is the.
Oh, wait a minute. What did he just say? Listen to this. I want you to listen to this. Listen.
Deal with echo chambers. I'm going to say what I want to say. I think John did take a hit. So in a way, it's a win-win. John's going to do well.
John's going to do well. John's going to do well.
Yeah, he said it all the time about you, John. That wasn't the first time.
Well, you know what's so interesting is that, you know, as I say, the problem with blacks is that they can't work well together. Well, you saw what clearly happened here. You said I should have fired the nigga long ago. He's an older. No, I don't need to hear no explanation.
The business, right?
Listen. I don't need to hear your explanation. I don't need to hear. Listen, I don't need to hear your explanation. I'm talking right now. He said you said I should have fired him long ago.
Yes.
Right, and he said that well, John took a hit, which is a win-win for me. And I'm telling you, and maybe you don't understand it, because again, I've asked you to see if your mind can go there. Clearly, you couldn't. But this is the mindset of blacks here. Someone taking a hit is a win for them, and
is the worst kind of racist.
Okay, no. So, do you think I'm racist, CKJ3?
Yes, John.
Okay. Now, would you work for a race? Would you work with a racist? Okay, yeah. Would you work with a racist?
I mean, it don't matter to me. If we can get money together, we get money together.
Okay, so what about the worst kind of racist? Would you work with the worst kind of racist? Like a motherfucker that's talking about niggas, just dogging niggas, because you know I really dog niggas.
Yeah.
Line, right? I really dog. Like, can we get a amen in the audience? Who dogs niggas? I dog walk these bitches.
Yep.
I dog walk. Yep. Say it like I'm black and I'm brown. I dog walk these niggas like nobody else. And would you work with a nigga like me, a racist, a virulent racist?
You said, would I work with you?
Yeah. The dog walks niggas. You know how I feel about niggas. Would you work for me?
No, I won't work with you.
You wouldn't work with me, would you? Because you know I'm going to give it to these niggas like nobody else going to give it to them. Every day I'm going to get up like a dog, ready to get at their ass. You do know I am that kind of nigga. And you know I got passion, motivation, and anger toward niggas, probably like nobody else you've ever seen. Because again, as Stanley says, I scrape up the dead bodies of these filthy fucking niggers when they shoot each other. I've cleaned up murder scenes, these violent motherfuckers. I'm a very dangerous nigga, right? I'm a very dangerous nigga with the message I got because I can show some shit that ain't on the news. It makes it before it makes it to the news. When they walk out my fucking front door, headed to commit that crime, nigga, I've already documented how they live. That's very dangerous, right? Like I break through the narrative of these niggas need rec centers and all this other bullshit. And so we're gonna go and listen to a little bit more Stanley here.
He's worse than any white racist I've ever met.
Do you think I'm worse than any fucking white racist you ever met? You just heard me earlier say I flood your fucking neighborhood with sex offenders. Huh? Hey, that's pretty damn bad. That's a pretty awful nigga. That's an awful racist motherfucker. And I did it too. Remember, I did it. I ain't just talking about nigga. I put them sex offenders right in the nigga neighborhood next to schools and everything. I am that nigga. The most racist nigga on the internet. That's me. I'm going to embrace it, nigga. So you ask me what's next, nigga. That's what's next.
Oh, the same content.
Harder and harder and harder.
Same content.
We're going to go deeper.
Oh, okay.
Right? I may take more video. Nigga, you know how much video I don't take of these fucking animal ass niggas? Nigga, I probably could do less shows and just more hard-hitting content. of why blacks are at the absolute motherfucking bottom.
So that's what you're about to do right now, right?
I think I'm going to embrace that. I think it fits me very well. You know, I've had people on this channel, people that know me for years, man, 30, 40 years. They be like, John, this is you. Like, you cut for this shit. You've been hating niggers all your life. That's what someone said. Like, they be like, bro, you've been hating niggers all your life. Someone, this on the stream. Go on the kick stream. You're here. The nigga be like, yo, bro, you've been hating niggas all your life, bro. You've been agitating, talking shit about niggers all your life. And so, again, Stanley calls me the most virulent motherfucker. I've outpassed Be Brave, nigga. I told Be Brave, like, nigga, I'm more dangerous than you. Right? I told him. I'm like, bro, like, I'm very dangerous to these niggas. I'm the one that brought JP up here, and you saw how we all just got along very well. I told you niggas 2 weeks ago, I said, John, JP, and Brave, very dangerous combination. The Mount Rushmore of niggas. We're going to bring Imperious up here, see if he can behave him fucking self.
Good evening, John. Yeah, I mean, if you think John's racist, what the hell am I, Adolf? I mean, I want most of the human race gone. So, I mean, what does that make me? John, look. John, you want to know a fact? I haven't seen a black in about a week and a half. That's how you want to see I tried to put it on video for. I can go on. There is no black people near anywhere where I live right now. Like in a 30-mile, 40-mile radius. I showed you. I was driving by $50 million houses yesterday, John. You wouldn't let me up.
No, we saw that, man. But I wasn't in charge. It was AAE, I think.
No, I'm just saying, like, dude, this is it's sanity. That what I think is funny, and I guess it's that it's just like the poor whites in the South back in the day. They didn't really own any slaves, but to know that they had a class of people that they could abuse, even though themselves are owned by the upper class whites as well. And that's what this is, I think. All these, like, JP is literally cucking you guys and beating you guys down, saying he lives a good life by saying that he sucks my balls better.
I mean, you know,
that's what he's saying. Like that's like I don't understand why. Wouldn't you just respond to him? I would rather make no money and burn in hell for eternity than suck balls.
Hey, hold on. Dirty dude. Bro, it's the next man up. Like, what you don't understand, clearly, and maybe I need to explain it for you, dirty dude, why the sex offenders got placed there. Ironically, the sex offenders got the government on their ass. Maybe that's what more of these fucking niggers need. Is the government saying, bitch, if you don't get up and go to work, you sex offender motherfucker, we're going to put your head back in the prison in a box. You got all these blacks walking free out here with no fucking firm hand to make them go to work. And so the sex offenders who got to work to stay free, they don't want to work, so they don't want to get in a place to live. Blame that on your niggas. Do you think I'd rather rent to a sex offender, regular person? Hell, I tried to rent to a Chinese man. He didn't want to live around you niggers. Start there, motherfucker. Why didn't the Chinese man want to live around you niggas? Huh? You don't want to talk about that. Yeah, you see what I'm saying, Imperious? The Chinese man didn't want to live around the blacks. And now he's
John,
saying,
here's a fact.
Hold on. So now he's saying, well, why you couldn't find some other decent people? Hell, I had some decent people on the hook. And then they realized it was niggers living there. They said, I don't want to live around niggers. So now I got to go find some more people. Okay, well, the next man up was sex offenders, blacks and others. So niggas, you got a lot of sex offenders that seem to be working, right?
Well, John, the thing is people don't realize the $15 trillion real estate market of the United States is literally based about getting away from blacks.
Yeah, it's all based on that.
It's all the entire real estate market. If you look at it, the trends of all the markets, the trends of where people move is a direct relation to what the blacks are doing.
The dirty dude, man, bro, you listen. I'd rather write rhymes like common sense. But the predators had money. So I rent rooms to predators. It makes common sense. And I'm just telling you, like, Niggers create a better stock of people. You think I want to rent the fucking sex offenders? Huh? You think I want they fucking probation officers coming in my fucking houses? But this all just the best you got in the ghettos. Huh? Who you think? Well, nigga, when I went to college one time, listen. I took a class from a bitch. Her name was Kathy Winkler. Have mercy. Have mercy. Let me see if I can find her. She's probably an old lady now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. You see this right here? Oh no. Look at this. You gotta look at this shit. You gotta look at this.
John, you know what's sad? Every race that I know, white people talk about poor whites and bad whites like this, but then if you talk about bad blacks like this, you're somehow an Uncle Tom. You know what I mean? Like for generations, rich whites have been talking about poor whites and abusing poor whites, hating them so much. What do you think I've said about Brave? I hate poor whites more than I hate blacks. And so it's like, I don't understand what people like. It's literally the crab in the bucket mentality. They don't want you to tell them because of their own ego that they're failures.
Can you read that Imperious right there for me while I smoke this joint? Can you read it?
Repeatedly raped and beaten.
The whole thing. Read the whole thing.
Okay. One night, the anthropologist Kathy Walker awoke from a deep sleep to discover a rapist standing right by her bed. For the rest of the night, she lived a woman's worst nightmare as she was repeatedly raped, and beaten by the stranger.
And that was my sociology teacher. Here she is right here. One of my first classes at Tuskegee University. And what she did, she said, raise your hand if you've been raped before. This lady was on CNN or something. All them black bitches' hands went up. I said, what? I'm looking at all these bitches today. All these bitches been raped. I'm like, we freshmen. Y'all bitches been raped already? Unbelievable. Somebody's doing the raping. As Donald Trump said, somebody's got to be doing the raping.
John, you know what the sick thing is that most rapists are people they know or in their family. So it must have happened they were younger then, by people they knew or in their family. That must be a whole untalked about thing, John. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, I'm not black. I don't know the social intricacies, but do you think that's part of it? That there's family issues, like when they're kids and stuff?
Yeah, nigga, you never watched Precious, nigga. Goddamn.
Yeah. I mean, I remember watching a long time ago. I don't remember everything about it, but wasn't she abused by her mom, like beaten by her, kind of ignored her, dad touched her or something?
But maybe she was the ire of the baby daddy's attraction. I don't know, some shit like that. But the bigger point I'm making is that there are a lot of predators out there in the black community. And they need a place to live. And if they've been in prison, they probably are on more of a straight and narrow than a hood nigga. And so those are going to be viable candidates for rent in the black community because they have to have a place. Understand that, dirty dude. This is business, my nigga. I got to fill rooms. I got business partners who don't give a fuck where it's coming from, nigga. Just bills got to be paid. You want the lights and the water on for all the niggas, don't you? Well, some predators got to come with that. Get better quality blacks, and then the predators will be further down the list. But right now, the predators are outpacing your law-abiding blacks. That's what it is. I know you hate that, but that's what the fuck it is.
John, the worst part is who's the bigger fool? The fool or the fool who follows? Because all these people are following and protecting the criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Like who's the bigger pieces of crap? The criminals doing it, or the people that want to be victimized and complain if you do anything about the people victimizing them? Who's worse, John?
I guess it would be the people that's taking up for them because they keep everyone else hands off of these people.
They don't let anyone, even the very few that do just say, help us. They beat the crap out of those people and say, you Uncle Toms, you don't get out of our neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Dirty,
and then John, you see a town, and then John, hold on. Then you see a town like, what was that place where the super mayor was a mayor of? And then you get to see the cops and the whole government become corrupted. They extort their own communities then. They make them pay under money and drug money and all this stuff. John, it's like when the blacks go anywhere, it's an infection, John. They get in, it's like a pathogen, John.
And bro, and they don't understand that because again, they were laughing at me when the Chinese man said, I don't want to live around blacks. And he didn't even want to live around more affluent blacks. See, that's the thing that I want to explain to you blacks. He turned down even the more affluent area that had some blacks in there. He didn't want to live around you either.
John, Asians are the most, dude, if you talk to an older Asian guy, they're the most openly racist, John. No, and they think what we're saying right now is racist. They've never been around Asians when they're at home or when they're together. I went to freaking USC. A lot of Asians, John. You don't understand what they talk about white people, let alone black people. But Asians are so racist, and people have no idea.
But they are willing to live around white people because DC is majority white and black, and there aren't a lot of Asians, so they had to choose lesser evil. And if they couldn't choose the neighborhood that I provided, where it's pretty expensive.
Yeah, because then they know they'll push the whites out eventually. They'll get enough of them in there, the whites will move.
Well, they will only stand there for a few days. And again, that is the thing. Them Asians wouldn't even take a chance on a few days around you niggas. You know how bad.
Oh, no. Unless they're owning a liquor store in the hood, they won't even go near blacks.
Do you niggas, like, for the nigga dirty, do you not understand what the fuck I'm just... That fucking Asian man said, I don't want my fucking mama over there for a week around you niggers. No-go zone, nigga.
John, have you ever been to China?
No.
I have. You want to talk about racism, John? Open racism, legalized like Jim Crow. It's modern day Jim Crow there.
I can believe in it. And so dirty dude.
John, they have people, called white dummy jobs that they hire white people to stand as mannequins and model things in store windows because they don't think whites are like complete people. Blacks over there, John, if you sit in restaurants, if they will on the street call you black, run up to you and like do like racial black jokes about you to your face. Like they'll run up to you with cotton in their hand. Like little kids. Well, like 100 little kids with cotton will run up to with cotton in their hands. Or with like a basketball in their hands. That's how racist they are. And nobody cares.
Yeah. And again, like the blacks who were laughing at me because I lost the reservation, they didn't realize that, well, the next person up is probably going to be worse than the Chinese man. That's why your neighborhoods stay so fucked up. Because down and down you go. The China man don't want to be around you. The blacks with money don't want to be around. How many times I played streams of motherfucking what black people, poor ass niggas, like still don't want to be in the ghetto. Too many phone calls with the blacks, poor niggas. Can't get along with their own family. They fighting over French fries and sandwiches and shit. Can't get along, peanut butter bread. And then they end up having to move. And you say, well, you want to move around blackers? Hell no. They won't, even the blacks. So again, who else would you expect to take the Chinaman's place other than sex offenders, criminals, shit like that? People that just have to have a place to live. It's just the way it works.
Well, the blacks at the same time will be marching in the street. Everyone has a right to a house, right? Aren't they marching the street? How homelessness is a crime. Everyone has a right to a home. Well, where are these people going to live, John? Remember Christ would say to the molesters, to the beaten, to the killers and everything, you got to house them first.
Yeah,
so you're being the good person, John.
Yeah. There you go. You're like, and again, they're not going to do it. Most of these blacks, the dirty dudes of the world, that motherfucker, he probably spending to his max budget to stay as far away from Ray and Pookie as he can. Trust me.
John, what I've noticed is blacks will be the first one to out their own families members to get shit. Like if some family member has done something to another family member and that member can get the other one in jail, they'll call him and put him in jail, John. They'll rat on him and put him in jail and shit just for petty ass shit like that, John. That's what I've seen too. I don't understand it, John.
Man, I played a video. I'm going to play it today. I got to get ready for the street interviews. There was a black guy. Yeah, you can take a look at this on the stream. He said somebody's mother, he wished his father had killed, mother's boyfriend had killed him. And so he's walking up the street He just looked at an apartment and he was turned down because the landlord called his mother and his mother sabotaged. And he said, well, why would the mother sabotage the son from getting an apartment? You know why?
Oh, I saw that video you did. Yeah.
Amazing,
Because
bro.
of less Section 8 money, less food stamp money, all that shit. Yeah. They want the dependent on their taxes or on their income receipts and stuff.
Mhm.
So you get more free shit for the government, more taxable discount, more return at the end of the year. More you get if you have a kid, I think you get free healthcare with the kid until they're 25 in some states.
Yeah.
So of course they're doing that, John. Like the thing is, it's all incentive. Really, what I find is sad is how easily blacks have become cattle. Like all people that like JP and all these people don't realize is doing that and living like that is just being cattle. That means that whenever white people decide to move money to different programs, you'll follow those programs into your own like grinding into the sausage mill.
Well,
They don't understand that.
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna say this, bro. You with blacks, honestly, it's my opinion. You probably have 40. You got a large percent of working blacks, the ones that you see working every day, that are a slip and fall from being like JP. You understand? These people don't have skills to go from job to job or have jobs where they're gonna wait on them to heal from this slip and fall. Their mentality is more in line with JP, so on and so forth. They wouldn't mind living around JP if they just so had to. It's a lot of them, man. A lot of those people that really kind of, and they're out here and they're angry as fuck. They're gritting their teeth, smiling every day, like JP says. And those are probably the bigger problems because those are the angry motherfuckers that you encounter at the doctor's office, the at the grocery store checkout counter. That's why I don't allow blacks to serve my food. Because if you're not really interested in food, like, Imperious, like, I've had so many people come through my houses that are interested in or that have been attached to the food industry. But the blacks, by and large, is just a job. It's telling what I've seen. They're not interested in food beyond the paycheck. That old nigga.
Or anything. They just want to work those 8 hours and go home and smoke a blunt.
Right.
That's what I think.
Right. And so if you're not like, and again, I point out Art on Bob's channel. Had it not been for me criticizing Art's couch, not even his boss, Bob, would have said anything. That is the kind of the cocoon-like living that blacks are in, where almost no criticism is allowed, right? But you need criticism to get better. And
John, all I heard when I was a kid, I never heard anything positive. Like my grandfather used to tell me, like, yeah, you're dumber than rocks. Like when I was a kid, you know what he told me? Like he's like, what the hell are they teaching you in school? When I went to USC and UCLA, you know what my grandma told me? Oh, that's great, but I thought you would always get into Stanford or Harvard. Yeah, so shit like that, John. I never got approval like that, and it drove me to be better and to like compete harder. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is like now when I'm older, of course my parents and my grandparents love me and everything. But when I was like in that age where you got to be toughened up because the world hates everybody, and it's gonna eat you if you don't grow a pair. It's gonna eat you. And that's the thing. Blacks from when they're young, they're told like, oh, everything is like should be given to you because you have a big wrong. You have this like mark of Cain on your face, and everyone should feel guilty and give you what you want because of it. But then you get in the real world and everyone's like, I don't give a F. I'm not even white. I don't even feel guilty about it.
But Imperious,
you think an Arab cares about that?
Imperious, I played a video from a lawyer. It was a phone call from a lawyer, a black lawyer. And everyone knows that you're an attorney, and he had $5. And we profiled a law firm that he worked for. It was some bullshit ass nigger law firm. Did you see that stream? If not, I'll at least.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. You can play a part of it if you want.
Oh, Imperious, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. All right, let me pull up one clip for you. All right, I'm gonna pull up one clip for you. This is a black attorney, Imperious here. I want you to listen to him. Let me see. Where is it? Let's see. I need to just have like a hotkey for these motherfuckers. Yeah, I'll play this one here. I'm gonna play two of them. Here's one.
I ain't gotta tell you that.
Yeah, but how much money do you have on you right now?
Yeah, I got $6 on me right now.
That's one more than you had last week.
Yeah.
Which one, man?
$6. Oh, I think I remember hearing this. This was a while ago, though, right?
All right, let's see then, man. All right, let's see.
Milking it.
All right, let's see. Nigga, he bid $50. All these niggas. He told me, let's call this nigga with a law degree. See what he got. What you said to him, man. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, man?
All right. Yeah, I was just giving me a call to see how you able to do money.
I'm still waiting for him to hit me up here.
How much you expecting from him?
200, another 200.
And can you pay anything now until he pays you?
Man, I got like $5 in cash on me. That's it.
All right. What time do you think he's gonna pay you?
Be honest, it could be any time between now and I don't know, 10 and 8.
All right. Well, just give me a call back and let me know.
I'll let you know.
All right. And so Imperious again, that's an attorney. Nigga ain't had but $5 or $6, and you're an attorney, and you probably have thousands of dollars. I could pull up the law firm that he works for. It probably wouldn't be a law firm that you would even fucking consider in your wildest dream. But he's a black attorney, but he clearly does not have the intellect to be an attorney on your level, Imperious. Would you say that's fair?
Okay, yeah. Let me give you a kind of a rundown on the field. Do you mind? Let me kind of a second. I'll say this: there are a lot of really like bum ass attorneys that are alcoholics, like steal from their clients, get put on a ethics watch, get a marks on their records, can't practice for a year, things like that, and become like that. So I'm not surprised there are people like that. And saying that as well, my boss is a black dude, and he is really intelligent. But to hear the guy so resigned and not care about it, or just kind of that's the most surprising part. Because the white ones that I know, or the Asian ones that I've met that are kind of like, in bad spots and stuff, they're like panically hectic trying to get out of it. They're doing like all this crazy shit to try to get out of it. They're networking. They're trying to do side jobs. They're trying to do anything they can for anybody. They're going on Craigslist, putting their ads out there for their name. They're putting on, you know what I mean?
Well,
they're doing everything they can.
Well, the thing is, if you're black and you're an attorney, you probably don't have much of an ecosystem of other attorneys that could reach out to you and give you a job, something like that. And you probably
John, they have nah, dude. I mean, it depends if you were just
these people aren't in charge of anything, Imperious.
No, I know that, but I mean, at law school, John, I mean, they had like 10
I'm talking about
exactly. Well, that's the thing. There are a lot, but the problem is they don't choose to join it. Like, John, see, a problem is just like a lot of the ones that you've seen in med school when they graduate. When you see these black graduates from law school, it's like they start partying and they think it's like John, I don't know if you've seen these TikToks where like the girl or the black chick become a new doctor and then they go, I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm gonna be a doctor in these little TikToks, and they're dancing around like nobody's gonna want to hire a doctor or to perform a surgery or be their general practitioner if she's dancing in her TikToks going, I'm gonna be a doctor, I just grabbed my MD, I just be a doctor, like John, it's the same thing with law schools.
Yeah.
Now you have some with whites that do stupid shit too, but it's the problem where it's like a promoted thing where you get there and it's like, okay, we can do that now. We got it all. Everything's ours now. I got this, and I'm now automatically. John, the average salary of an attorney is like $68,000 coming out of law school.
Yeah, they don't make a lot of money. Imperious,
it's not like some monster firm, John. I didn't make tons coming out.
Imperious, look at this picture on the screen here. I took my kid to the doctor. I don't know why. My lady said, take her to the doctor. She needs somebody look at this little rash on it. Wasn't shit, but we had to take her anyway. Anyway, So I go into the doctor, and here is the motherfucking.
That's what I'm saying, John. That's just not professional.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, man, I was mad as a motherfucker. Like, man, you made me come down here and see this motherfucking nigga. Like, what the fuck he nobody there? What the fuck he care? Look at this nigga. Hell,
Dude, he looks like Sherman, the defensive back for the 49ers.
there you do. That nigga like Richard. They probably look he going for it. I gotta take my fucking and again, like these people are being shielded clearly by he ain't doing shit. Looking at a rash on a child. He probably works for a company. This is not his own private practice here. And he's getting paid, probably pretty good money running this practice or being one of the doctors in this practice. But there is no need for him to be professional. You see this, like, man, this is fucked up.
Yeah, like there's no standard to hold themselves up to.
This is fucked up, right?
Like John, so I had a black doctor that performed the surgery on me when I was younger, right? You know who he looked like, John? James Earl Jones. I trusted him to death because he looked like an old black dude that knew his shit. He didn't have cornrows and he wasn't dressed. He looked like James Earl Jones and he was like serious as hell. He reminded me of like Clarence Thomas or something. He scared the shit out of me. And that's how he should. You know what I mean? Like you should like respect certain people that have been like, they have been ahead in life. They've gotten there, and you can just tell by how they carry themselves and how they speak that there's someone that knows. Like if I looked at that dude, I'm going to be like, how many years out of med school? I don't trust some new guy. My doctor now, John, I've had for my general practitioner, I've had for my whole life. He's literally the old. You would think he's like the old white doctor. All he does is wear a white undershirt, dress shirt with his long white scrubs, and he has like bleach white hair. He's old white. Like, dude, you trust him because you look at him, he's the head of like neurodevelopment at SC or something. And like you can just tell by how old he is and how he carries himself. John, we are all bigoted. We judge people by how we perceive them in the moment we see them.
Yeah,
Everybody.
Very much so. And I'll ask you this. I think the blacks have done such a damage to their reputation that when you see them, and I've always talked about it, I don't think they get the benefit of the doubt in almost anything.
And it's sad. It's super sad. It's sad because I don't agree with it. I don't like to deal with that. Like, honestly, John, like what's sad is that because of my religion and my faith, you're always told not to do that stuff. You're told to be patient, forgive. But after a while, as a human being, you just hit your limit. And I feel bad after when I hit my limit and I just go off on people. Like John, yesterday, you want to know why? Like, I'll give you an example. Just that you said that was really funny. John, I went into my local Publix here by my house yesterday, okay? And I was wearing shorts and some beat up gun. It's a gun shirt. You know what I mean? Just a U.S. flag gun shirt. It's a grunt. It's called Grunt Stuff, the T-shirt. You know what I mean? And literally, the lady that walked out, that I walked out, she saw me pay for it, and I was walking out. She said, "Can I see your receipt?" I didn't see it get rung up. Now, John, why do you think she's doing that? Do you think she thinks because she saw me doing that, she's pulling me for that when they see me coming here? Or do you think that she's doing it because she feels she has to do it to a white person to feel she's not racist?
Yeah. She got to do it to a white person. No, that is
isn't that sad? But isn't that sad, John, that we have these like perceptions like that?
Well, the perception is that blacks steal, but
that's what I'm saying. And why aren't black people ashamed of that? Why aren't they like, I don't want to fucking be seen like that, Sean?
Well,
like that's John. I when I walk in somewhere, I want people to respect me. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think, man, it is a very difficult thing when they do have the ability to act in isolation and just move away from what they think is the problem. So look at someone like Stanley. I could play clip after clip of him saying, "I don't give a damn about the black community." That's fine. You don't have to, but you are black. And like the way black people are behaving, you can't not judge them by the color of their skin at this point.
John, that's the same shit as saying, "Oh, I don't care about illegal immigration because I don't see it around my neighborhood." Well, it's going to affect you sooner or later.
Yeah, sooner or later, it's going to affect your country.
And then you're going to go down with it. John, the issue is this. Everyone wants to make an excuse for everything because it's a lot easier to excuse it, not think about it, than actually deal with the problem that scares people to talk about.
Man,
Like, as much, John,
I'm gonna tell you,
like
hold
as
on.
much as, okay, go, sorry.
Man, probably a year ago, Stanley loves to talk about his son. And, we have a software developer in the audience, Richard. And, I'm a software developer as well. And I said, man, Stanley, I could teach your son some things, kind of like pre-college to get him.
Yeah, like just simple code or coding or something or software, know how to use certain software like a SQL, a mainframe software like SQL or something. You know what I mean, John?
Right.
And that's like an invaluable tool that just knowing like SQL or Excel or one of those programs, like by the time you graduate college, you can get a data analyst job making $85K out of college, John.
Well, if you're going into college and you're
going in, you're way ahead.
Right.
You're already way ahead.
Right. And if you go into a very challenging school like Georgia Tech, where a lot of those kids that you're going to be going into college with, they've been writing code since they were 6 and 7 years old. That's when I started writing.
And they're doing on their off. There is no weekends that dude, John, when I went to USC with some of these Asian kids that were in engineering, John, there was no weekends.
Right.
There was no, John, you know what happened? And you want some funny thing here. Let me give you this story. So the first quarter of my freshman year in college when we were dorming, okay? A half of the incoming freshman class were on academic probation. You don't know why?
Why?
Because half of them were Asian and they'd never been away from their parents' strict ownership all the time. So they got a taste of it and went and burned in hell. And you know what happened after that, John? During the second quarter? Parents started coming to the dorms. Parents started flying across the country coming to their dorms.
Yeah, I can see that.
And those kids went, and then for the rest of freshman year, we never saw them again at any parties, any rushes, anything, John.
Yeah. Man, speaking of, someone here mentioned Ben Carson. I read Ben Carson's book. You know what's interesting about it? And I ain't taking anything away from Ben Carson. Have you read his book, Imperious? Well, Gifted Hands.
I have not. I need to, though. I have it. I just haven't gotten to reading it. I was giving it to the present for Christmas.
Here's what's interesting, and I'm someone in the audience correct me if I'm wrong. And again, I'm not taking anything away from Ben Carson. I like him. He seemed like a very sensible, reasonable guy. But when they were in the operating room, and they went to cut the whatever he had to cut, the head of surgery or whatever gave Carson the scissors to cut it. It's a white guy. He could have done it himself and gotten all the accolades. But he allowed the black guy to do it. And that's how we know Ben Carson to this day. It's not to say he wouldn't go on to do great things. He was already doing great things. But that is the truth of the matter. When I read it, I said, wow, man, that is some real,
Yeah, no, I mean, he's a very accomplished surgeon, but he's not the best. Like they put him out to be like the first this and that. He's very accomplished. I would trust him to do a surgery on me. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is like he's not the best of ever. Like John, you know who a lot of the times are some of the best at surgery, like the top. You know who it is, John? It's not whites, it's not Asians, it's Middle Easterners.
That's interesting.
Jewish men and like Arabs and like Persians especially. Remember, did I ever tell you what happened to my dad? Did I ever tell you my dad? My dad was one of the first 3 people in the world to have the surgery on his brain. He lost half his skull and almost half his brain. He was working for the HMO and he was at Hoag Hospital and the door closed on his head. The elevator door malfunctioned.
Damn.
And so they had to. It didn't close like on what it had. He was turning and the door closed on one half of his head and knocked him into the elevator. But the elevator hit him in the head. And so Hoag had to pay for all that. It was like a $28 million surgery.
Jesus
because
Christ.
my uncle, he's now a federal judge, but he he was going to sue Hoag. You know what I mean? For like $100 million. And so they had to pay for my dad. But what happened is the guy, I think his name was Manassian, was the surgeon that did it. And they flew him in from Johns Hopkins to Hoag to do it. And my dad lost 3 of his senses. But then he regained one of them, and he left that surgery with the intelligence of a 3-year-old and went and regained 2 master's degrees.
Damn, that's a very impressive story. There,
so, but what I'm saying is, it's not it's a will to do it. Like, and my dad, like I said, is he tells me this all the time. He said, because he was dead, flatline brain dead on the hospital on it. He was dead, brain dead too. He was gone. And he said he heard a voice and he asked him, "Do you want to stay or do you want to go?" And he said, "I want to stay for my kids, my family." And he came and he said he was back. But he said that he heard the voice and they asked him, "But it's going to be hard." You know what I mean? And so, but he chose to do it. See, you have to have like a faith in something greater than like a race or something. Like you got to have a will, like for your family or for your love of people. You know what I mean, John?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and so like I think, John, like a lot of it is that black people have become so basic. I think that John, you got to remember, I have black people in my family, and my godparents are first generation Mexicans came here in the 50s when my grandparents moved out here from Ohio to Orange County. And John, they were the hardest working people. Like they are black people used to be some of the most religious, faithful, good people back in the day, John. And it's what's happened is, if you notice, John, like what I was saying earlier, black people are being created and turned into cattle, where all the traditional black places in there where they grew up, South Central, Compton, Carson, Huntington Park, even places like Pasadena, Altadena, places like that in Southern California, they're all gone.
Hold on,
They're gone.
Hold on, Altadena. That's the area that burned down, right?
Yeah, they're all gone, John. It's all Asians and Latinos, and they've all been pushed into Atlanta. If you look at the population demographics of where blacks have moved over the last 50 years,
inland,
they're
right?
all coalescing in like 4 little areas, like Atlanta, Mobile, a couple other places. But it's not, and it's sad, John, because I used to grow up with black people. I grew up with black kids in many ways, even in Richmond.
Let me tell you something, Imperious. Hey, what's up, man? You're not a porn bomb, are you?
No, I'm not that.
All right. No, so I was about to say, man, it was a couple of years ago. I was riding down Flatbush Avenue, right here in Brooklyn, and I saw a big sign that said, "Move to Atlanta." It was blacks on the billboard. Saying "Move to Atlanta." And is my estimation is what you're saying that a lot of blacks. Oh, my man, Master Kim, what's up, Master Kim? Master Kim, man, I've been giving a masterful story about.
Where's the Asian song? Ding 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 ding.
What's up, you guys?
Master Kim. Oh, I gotta play this for you, Master Kim. You remember the story you told me? I never forgot it. You told me, you said, man, I moved to Georgia and I wanted to help the blacks. Remember that, Master Kim?
Well, yeah, but I tried to create that business networking group that just they looked at me like I was retarded. They didn't understand it. Yeah.
But you said that there was some reasoning why they didn't really want to grow their businesses. You remember you telling me about that? You remember
I thought that there was a level of complacency.
Okay.
And they were just attuned to just wanting their just peacefulness and not maybe take it to another level or whatnot. That's why they weren't, trying to network with other like-minded business. It was just strange. Maybe also kind of very suspicious and not very trusting as well of, networking with other people.
Other blacks, you mean?
Yes.
And give me 1 second,
Master Kim, I have a question for you. If your daughter brought home a black guy.
Oh, hold on. We get there. And so the blacks didn't really want to expand their business because they're more or less reticent about working with other blacks. Would you say that was fair?
Yes, and it did not make sense. I was puzzled because the Arabs and the Latinos, they all kind of forward business to each other in their little groups, and I tried to put a group together, and it just fell apart big time. It's crazy.
And so you remember
even with the Asians? Even with the Asians?
No. With the Asians, there's zero issues.
Okay, it was with the blacks. Okay, you're trying to do that.
Yeah, I tried to put an HVAC guy, a drywall guy, a plumber all together, and they could network.
They probably started fighting each other. Mm-hmm. They probably started fighting each other on the scene or on the job.
Yeah, you know what I think what it is that a lack of trust. Like, why would I use you as a carpet guy? My brother-in-law can lay carpet, stuff like that. That rather than trying to deal with the principles of why the group would come together.
Blacks don't trust each other. I'll just say that right now, and I'll wait for my turn.
Yeah, that is very true. They don't trust each other. And part of the reason that they don't trust each other, Master Kim, is I'm putting on a seminar here, Master Kim, about blacks. And this is Stanley. I want you to listen to Stanley. I think you'll find it peculiar. Listen.
He allowed me to be there,
Oh,
and I think
what's wrong, nigga? Right, because he'll do it.
God allowed me, even though we don't agree on politics, he allowed me to be there. And I think he, in all honesty, took a hit because I was not going to deal with echo chamber.